Glen Jennings, a few fighters on this card for yourself. Must be pretty exciting.
Oh, look, the Fight Life boys, there's three, Brandon Gratch, Liam Wilson and Billy Polkinghorn. So wonderful to see the boys back in the ring where they belong.
Liam Wilson, not the result you wanted last time out over there in Arizona. How do you look back on that fight?
Very fondly, to be honest. The performance was terrific. I believe, and a lot of people have backed that up, that I think Liam was so close. And of course, Valdez, a great professional, a terrific human, but very skillful to be able to pick Liam at that time and just get that advantage and go on with it. And good luck to him. We came home with a view that we're going to review everything with Liam. And so now we're moving up in the weight class. We're giving him that opportunity to be a bigger version, a more confident version. He's gone back to some basics on some, we won't call them flaws, but some issues that we have that we needed to get better on, and that's what it's all about. Every fight, come out of it and be better for the next. So I'm excited for Liam, especially the fact that he gets to be a bigger version.
What sort of benefits do you expect that to give him in the ring? How do you think that'll help?
Well, he was the big guy in his class, and it was always over time with maturity you're going to get bigger and heavier. And for Liam, it was becoming a bit of a weight round the neck, trying to get that weight off. And so we thought, well, let's check it out and see what happens. If we go up, we get that extra power, we get that extra capability of taking that weight. I think you're going to see a very different and potentially a more aggressive Liam Wilson, because now he's got that extra weight behind him, that extra power behind him. I think he's going to go after them all.
Not looking too far ahead, but I know Liam said interest in a potential fight with George Kambosos. Is that something you'd like to make moving forward?
I think everyone loves to have the great fights, and George Kambosos is a huge name, and he's done it all. And Liam Wilson's been on the world stage and two-time challenger, both very well credentialed fighters. I think it'll be brilliant for Australian boxing. Whether or not that can ever happen is yet to be seen. George will have his plans, we have ours, but should both lines cross and we can make it happen, love to do so.
And talk to us about Billy Polkinghorn, just signed with No Limit as well. What can you tell us about him?
Billy's been with me for a little while now. The plan for Billy, exceptional athlete, was to bring him from Perth, resettle him in Brisbane with Benny Harrington and in the same gym as Liam in Vegas, and get him back into the pro ranks. Negotiated a great contract with No Limits for him, so he's good to go. I can't hide my excitement with Billy Polkinghorn. I think he's the next big thing. He has, for me, ticks all the boxes. Interestingly, we're talking about it today. He is the most credentialed amateur fighter to fight in Australia since Tszyu. Tszyu had 260 amateur, Billy 196. And so with all of that experience and all of that exposure to the world of boxing styles, he's built for the pros. And I think Australia is going to be in for a treat with Billy the Hammer Polkinghorn treading the ring here in Australia, and I think he's going to go on to great things. I'm very excited for us and Fight Life Management and No Limits.
What do you think signing with the promotional company can do for him and his career, and how important is it to get on board?
It's hugely important when you've got a promotional company like No Limits. I can't fault them. I'm their biggest fan. They've delivered in every aspect for all of my fighters. They give my fighters that opportunity to be on the greatest cards in Australia. They back them overseas. They travel with us overseas. They do everything that you could possibly ask for. So for me, it was a no-brainer. And of course, when you've got someone like No Limits in Australia, we are the A side, we are the No Limits fighters, and the boys get to come up through that, so that when they do go overseas and you are the B side, you're not stepping into the lion's den. You've had the experience of fighting on the big platforms. Billy Polkinghorn will be reasonably fast-tracked. He's 27 years old. I've spoken with Matt and George, and we intend to keep him very busy. I think he's going to be an absolute excitement machine for the platform, but for Australian boxing.
Brandon Gratch, big plans for him as well?
Yeah, the bull. What can you say about the bull? He speaks like Donald Trump, doesn't he? He just takes the microphone and off he goes. He's got the skills and he's got the power to back it. We're excited coming off the back of the big knockout in Newcastle. had to get his thumb sorted out from that fight, but he said it was like a prison sentence. He said, I hope I'm never put in that position again where I can't fight. So he's busting at the seams to get back in, and same deal. As with all the Fight Life guys, is you keep winning and you keep making statements, you'll always have a place on the platforms. And so it's really exciting for us, super exciting for No Limits, but more importantly, super exciting for the boys to be back where they should be in the ring.
Now, Tszyu, Virgil Ortiz, it's a massive fight. Everyone seems to be more excited for that fight than Crawford Madrimov. What are your thoughts on Tszyu Ortiz?
It's an excitement machine. There are people saying it should be the main event. There are people saying it's going to be the fight of the night. All of that's yet to be seen. It's great to get Tim back home. He's just got back from Thailand doing his strength and training with his dad, which is a wonderful thing for him to get together and do that. He'll get back with Igor next week. We'll run him through all of the normal stuff, get him sparring again, move the camp to Vegas, get ready for LA, take care of Ortiz, and then we step up. And we keep stepping up. The names coming into the 154, Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, Jamel Charlo's making noise again. These are fights Tim wants, and Tszyu will take all of them. So I've said to Matt Rose, line them up. Don't ask, just line them up. Give us the dates, Tszyu's coming for the lot.
Tszyu wins this fight against Ortiz. What's his path, do you think? Where does he go from there?
I think what you'll see off the back of Ortiz, Tim wins that fight, you'll see, look, it doesn't really change too much until you get to the belts. Okay, this will be, they're talking an interim, we're not totally interested in that. Tim wants the biggest, baddest, most dangerous, hardest fights. That's who he is, and we're going to deliver that. And Ortiz is one of those. I consider Ortiz in that top 5 of the 154s, and we're going to get swamped with big names. They're coming from everywhere, and Tim wants them all. So it doesn't matter. So long as they're those big names and they're those fights that everyone wants to see, Tszyu is going to be in the ring opposite them.
There was talk that Fundora may have signed a deal to fight Spence in October. How do you feel about that?
I'm not sure. At first I thought it was a rumour, because the word that we've been left with was that he had substantial facial damage and he might not be back until December or 2025. I'm not sure what that healing process is, but credit to Sebastian if he is ready. I do worry, but it may happen again, the same damage if it's not right. So who knows, mate? I mean, if Sebastian holds the belts, then he's back in our line as well. So there's no name. We're not ruling anybody out. We'll take the lot. Tszyu wants what's rightfully his, and that's every belt, and we'll go after the lot. Simple as that.
About Nikita Tszyu, when can we expect to see him back? Did he sustain a hand injury in his last one?
Yeah, a little bit of bruising on a knuckle that we've dealt with, had some therapy on it. Back in training, not hitting anything just yet, but I suspect you'll see, all going well, Nikita back in the ring in Australia within the next couple of months.
Beauty, thanks so much.
You're welcome, mate.